Welcome back. It's hard to imagine that former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe is having difficulty in his effort to be reelected. By all accounts, McAuliffe left office as a fairly popular governor, but yet 2 weeks before the election, the eyes of the nation are focused on this race as a litmus test over parental involvement in public education. Mike, it's really phenomenal that one single issue over parent involvement, whether it be because of social issues or because of the teaching of critical race theory, has captured the public's interest in Virginia. And right now, as of today, Glenn Youngkin and Terry McAuliffe are neck and neck.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it is amazing. And I think it shows there are a variety of things I think at play in Virginia. One is I don't think that Terry McAuliffe has run a particularly effective campaign. And I don't think they've really paid attention to issues. I think there was an assumption that I was popular. I'll continue to be popular, and I'm riding the wave. And so I don't think they were really honing in a very, very solid message. And then I think, quite honestly, the other side has really tapped into this kind of rebellion theory of you can't tell us what to do, and if we don't want to hear it, and we don't want to listen to it, then we should be able to tell you not to tell our kids that. And I'm intrigued by that because obviously there are things as you're learning in a school environment that are challenging, and we want people to learn to think critically. And I think if you only hear the things you want to hear or you want your children to hear, we're not really doing our children a service in our educational space. But I think there are a lot of folks who feel that way right now. And so I think that Terry McAuliffe underestimated that. And I think as a result, he's running really fast to try and catch up.
Well, Mark, this is a growing movement, and this movement has been growing really for 2 years, ever since the pandemic hit, and parents had greater exposure to what was being taught in class. The volatility over teaching critical race theory hasn't, I don't think, crested yet. I mean, I think people are just waking up to the fact that almost every jurisdiction is teaching some form of it, whether they call it diversity, inclusion, and equity, or some form thereof, just like as we're doing here in Montgomery County. But this has the ability to become a national phenomena, doesn't it? And impact Maryland elections next year.
It will. I think one of the mistakes that the defenders of this curriculum make is kind of to try and parse language. There's been evidence, like we can point to examples of it in the Montgomery County public schools. It was uncovered as a result of essentially a freedom of information request. I think one of the most effective arguments on this really came from Condoleezza Rice on a show that I never listened to, but to the beauty to the beauty
you watch it every day.
Yes, yeah, it was on The View. And she really very articulated both the downsides of this, of really the harm that the theories can have on African-American children, in dampening down the aspirations that they can have. She talked about growing up in a segregated city, Birmingham, Alabama, and the way her parents were taught her to go forward. And I think it's a message that resonates with parents generally as an alternative to this critical race theory curriculum.
Well, the issue is, will it have legs and affect the Maryland election next year?
Well, it probably depends.
Real quick, both of you, Mark, you've got 15 seconds. Then Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I think race has affected much that's taken place in our country for the last 250 years. And I think that it's been underlying a lot for the last 2 years and will likely have an impact in the next election.
Well, we're gonna stay tuned assiduously as we watch the Virginia results in 2 weeks. I can't wait. Stay tuned now for parting shots.